Hi boys and girls, happy Monday. I am doing my lesson in a different room. Hopefully it's a little bit lighter for you so you can see the chart a little bit better. I know last time I was like squeezed in a corner of my room. Today's lesson, we are going to be converting metric units using liquid volume. So the cool thing that we're doing, and I talked about last time the metric system, is that it follows the base 10. So if you know how to do what we did on Thursday by using the King Henry Dried Unusually Drinking Chocolate Milk chart, then you use the exact same thing for liter. Okay, so let me just show you what I normally do. Look what I got, you guys. You know how much I love my scented pens, and I just got these in the mail. I ordered them, actually, mine are kind of running low, and I actually ordered them for next year, but I'm going to use them because I'm so excited, and they have a lot of really fun flavors. Scents. All right, don't eat those. Okay, so when I always do conversions using the metric system, I always write my chart out first, even if I'm doing it on a piece of paper. So remember, it's King Henry Dried Unusually Drinking Chocolate Milk. So right here is my unit, okay? So my unit is, like last week, our unit we were measuring in meters, and that's for length, okay? So we used it for meter. And today, we're going to be doing liter, okay? And that's our unit, okay? So remember, when I'm converting from a liter to a deciliter, centiliter, or milliliter, I'm going to be multiplying by 10 each step that I go. And if I'm going to be moving to the left, I'm going to be dividing by 10, okay? So let's go ahead and get started, and this should be review. We're honestly just changing the wording, but we're doing the same math. So I am in textbook page 269 if you want to follow along. I'm going to do a couple of problems on that page just to kind of refresh what we did on Thursday, and then I'm going to do a couple word problems with you. I had a couple people check in with me Friday for questions, and some of their questions were on the word problem, so I thought I'd go over a couple with you and how the best way to solve those. Okay, so on page 269, they want to know 49 liters, so that's my unit. So I'm going to start on 49, okay, liters, and they want to know what that is in milliliters, okay? So remember, I'm going to start here and I'm going to multiply by 10, which is 490, and I'm going to move again here, which is 4,900, and then I'm going to move one more spot, times 10, and it's 49,000 milliliters. Okay, and I can also, an easier version is because you're multiplying 3 times over 3 times 10 times 10 times 10, you're actually multiplying it by 1,000. So you could add 3 zeros to your beginning 49, okay? Then let's look at number 3, and I have 508 milliliters, so I'm going to start right over here, milliliters. Hope you guys can see that. It's yellow, and it smells like banana. Delish. Okay, and I want to move all the way back over to liters, okay? So I would be, if I were looking at the 49,000, and I'm dividing by 10, dividing by 10, and dividing by 10, I'm dividing by 1,000, so I would be taking off those zeros, okay? But on 408, I don't have any zeros at the end, so I'm moving my decimal point at this time, okay? Because when you take off those zeros, you are moving a decimal point, okay? Because when I start off on 49,000 here, and I move over, my decimal is moving here, which gets rid of that 0 in the tenths place, okay? So I'm going to, if I move it to the centiliters, it's 550 and 8 tenths. And then when I move it over to the deciliters, it's 5 800ths. And as a liter, it's 508 thousandths. Okay, so same thing we did last week, completely the same thing, except that it is using liters now. Okay, so you're not changing anything that you're doing. It's just exact same thing. Okay, let's do one more and then I'm gonna go into a couple word problems. Okay, let's look at number 11, and it's 41 kiloliters. So 41 kiloliters, okay? And they want to know what that is in liters, okay? So I am moving, sorry, I wrote that KL under H. Should be KL, like that. Okay? So I am moving this way, and I'm moving 1, 2, and 3 times 10 times 10 and times 10. So I'm going to add 3 zeros, 41,000 liters. Okay, so hopefully that sounds familiar and you felt good about it on Thursday when I taught that lesson, and you're doing the exact same thing. Okay, so what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to do some word prompts with you. So go ahead and grab your textbook and look on page 270. I'm going to get another piece of chart paper. So let's click on page 270, and this is something that you need to remember with all conversions and with any kind of unit of measurement. If you are adding units of measurement, they need to be in the same unit of measurement. So if I'm saying that I have something that's milliliters and something that's liters, and many times I have to convert 1 to liters or 1 to milliliters, but you want them in the same unit to be able to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. It doesn't really matter which unit you use, but it's always best to kind of look at the end answer, what they're asking for. If it says, how many liters is this? Or how many milliliters is this? Then you may want to convert your the numbers you're working with before to the unit of measurement that you need at the end. But it's not always necessary, but you'll have to at the end anyway. So let's look at number 13 on page 270. And it says, Morgan's juice glass holds 225 milliliters. Now, when I do these, it's just like when we do a CGI, I always underline or I write down the information that's given to me. So her glass holds 225 milliliters. So that would be over here on my chart, okay? If she uses the glass to drink 8 glasses of water every day, 8 glasses of water every day. Okay, how many liters of water does Morgan drink during a week? Okay, so first I want to say, they want to know how much she drinks in a week. So she drinks 225, that's the size of her glass, and she drinks 8 of those a day. So I'm going to multiply by 8. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 2 is 18. So she drinks 1,800 milliliters per day. Okay? But they want to know in a week. So now I'm going to take that number and I'm going to multiply by 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 0 is, sorry, I'm going to get out of your way. 0, 7 times 8 is 56. Carry the 5. 7 times 1 plus 5 is 12. So she drinks 12,600 milliliters a week. But the question's actually asking how many liters does she drink in a week. So they want us to convert this to liters. Okay, so I go back to my chart, because that's always helpful to me. Or, so I'm going to say, King Henry died unusually drinking chocolate milk. I'm starting right here. and I need to go to liters. So I'm moving 3 places to the left, which means that I'm dividing by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10, which means I'm actually dividing by 1,000. So I'm going to move my decimal 3 places to the left. So I'm going to move it. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and my answer is 12 and 6/10, because you really don't need those zeros. 12 and 6/10 liters. Okay, so I think in that one, the biggest mistake that people make is they just leave it in milliliters. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to go over that with you. When you're doing your word problems, I think you have a couple word problems on your homework, which is awesome. If you are correcting it tomorrow and you're making, you're getting the answers wrong, try to solve it and see why. And if you can't, please come to a math meeting, because I went over a couple of those with some kids on Friday, and I think that they kind of got it. So just make sure that your units, you're using the same units of conversion, and that your answer conversion matches what they're asking. So if I would go back and look at this one and say, okay, well, this is milliliters, but they're not asking milliliters, they're asking liters. Okay? All right, guys. Like always, if you have any questions, make sure that you email me. I can always go and Google me and meet with you privately if you want me to go over a couple questions with you, okay? That's what I'm here for. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Bye.